try to get rid of me. But from ocean to ocean, they gonna have to deal with me. I've been overlooked, slept on, stepped on, left for dead, always against all odds, like Pac said. I'm the living great Gatsby, but these boys are watching quick and disappear like Banksy. From ocean to ocean, sea to sea, I'm something that you gotta see. Gonna take a lot to track me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. I bless the rains.
Morning. Were you singing Africa by Toto?
Ew, no. It's Ocean to Ocean by Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. Ooh! Featuring Rhea from the Aquaman soundtrack. What the hell is a Toto?
Right. You're up early. You getting an early start to training for the cataclysmic event on the horizon that we were warned about?
Oh, no, I totally forgot about that. I was just making breakfast.
Oh, I smell waffles. Are we talking about Stephanie Brown today?
What? How did you get that from the smell of waffles?
You don't think of Batgirl when you smell waffles?
Why would I?
Well, fans sent a bunch of waffles to the DC Comics headquarters to try to campaign to get the best character back in the main line.
But why waffles?
Because waffles stand for something, Mike. Waffles are about bonding. About warm, buttery, delicious breakfast that we can all sit around and enjoy as we enjoy time together.
Are we doing some sort of wholesome opening? And am I in a bizarro timeline here? What is going on?
No, I will not write jokes at the expense of a character who deserves the world.
All right, this is getting super meta. I'm just going to play the theme now.
It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's the Super Sons!
And we're back. I'm Dan, and that's Jake.
That's me.
And we are here to help you find a foothold in the DC universe.
So Dan, what'd you call me here today?
We are talking about I guess probably one of my favorite characters of all time, Batgirl, Stephanie Brown. I have been a huge Stephanie Brown fan. I think this is one of the first series that I read completely, start to finish, way back when. And I've loved the character ever since.
I think the only issue I'd read as it was coming out was the Halloween issue. And the...
Was Supergirl?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That's
actually a fantastic issue.
Anytime Damien crossed over, I think I picked that up. But... I've always liked Stephanie. Every costume she has is great.
We're also changing up how we're doing things a little bit. There's going to be some exciting more stuff coming in the future, but we're going to move a little bit away from doing summaries and doing more discussions. So you have a chance to read the book.
Yeah. We're not just going to tell you what happens anymore. That's probably not the best way to get you to read.
Yeah. So now you can read it and come back and listen to us talk. So Stephanie Brown was Batgirl for not that long, actually. She was created by Chuck Dixon and Tom Lyle. Her first appearance was in Detective Comics 647 in June 1992. So she is 2 months older than me. She's gone by the codenames Spoiler. At one point, she was Robin, which DC has refuted, and they go back and forth.
No, they just confirmed it again, actually.
In the 80th?
No. Yes, that and... that new digital first Robin issue.
Oh, those digital first are awesome.
Yeah, they all get captured, and it literally names her as the fourth Robin.
Huh. Yeah. Is that the one that Tim Seeley wrote?
I don't know, mate. I think so. Yes, it is.
Remind me, I have to buy that later. Okay, so... she's dated Tim Drake on and off, and she's always been pretty close with Cass. Steph has always been treated like she didn't have what it takes by Batman, and she always has to kind of prove herself more than everyone else. She, quote-unquote, died at the hands of Black Mask, but her death was actually faked by Leslie Tompkins, so she couldn't be used as a pawn to get to Batman. She has kind of a Spider-Man-like personality. She jokes to herself a lot, and she's genuinely very funny. She has a gigantic heart, and even though she doesn't always succeed, she gives it her all.
But she doesn't actively bully all her villains.
No. She's not bad.
Spider-Man has a special place in every villain's heart as the one that picked on them too much.
Yeah, like remember when Peter took over his body again when Doc Ock was in it, and the only reason Green Goblin knew it was him is because he made fun of him?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he said, it's something along the lines of, I wouldn't be caught dead carrying a purse like that, and Green Goblin's like, oh, it's you. Steph.
Wait!
Steph
I didn't even realize that. I didn't even remember that he knew that. It wasn't Peter.
Yeah, it's kind of a big story arc where they are going against each other.
I mean, I really only read the issues with Miguel.
Oh no, Superior Spider-Man's one of my favorites.
Oh no, I read all of Superior.
Yeah, that's in Superior.
Right, but no, wait, I read the first.
Yeah, because
first half until
it's after he becomes like an army essentially.
Venom part.
Yeah, it's after that. So Jake and I were so Steph went away for a while after the New 52. And at that point, I was in college and Jake and I were going to New York City Comic Con every year. And we were in the room when they announced that Steph would actually be coming back. And that was a pretty high octane moment. So I've been honestly super excited to cover
that's
her.
one of those moments from New York Comic Con that I remember. That Kyle Higgins pointing at me and saying, "Hey, cool shirt," in the middle of the panel, and Avatar of War.
Oh man! So we were in what panel was it? It was like the New 52,
like
the less popular books.
It might have been. It was the teen books.
Yes.
Was it called Young Justice?
It might have been.
Was it the Young Justice panel?
Yeah. So basically, they were talking about Hawk and Dove, and they're the avatars of peace and war.
Wait, was Rob on the panel?
Rob
Liefeld.
Was he?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But basically, he drew it and then he later wrote it.
But basically,
it was a bad series.
Yeah,
I read it all in one night.
Which were they? The Avatar of War and Peace or Avatar of War?
War and Peace.
Okay, so someone in the crowd kept chanting Avatar of War just every chance he got. He was just like Avatar of War.
Eventually, somebody got him to say Avatar of Peace.
Yeah.
Avatar of War.
Those panels were always something else. But I mean, panels are not an easy thing to do. I really miss them, honestly. And I think now we kind of can get into conventions as perhaps one day when we finally are big enough to have our own live panel for the recording of the show. I can't wait to just serve sandwiches. Just a 30-foot long sandwich of my own device.
Remember the John Carpenter panel?
Yeah.
Oh god, that was something else.
So,
right.
What story are we talking about today, Jake?
Batgirl, Point of Origin. Written by Brian Q. Miller. Pencils by Lee Garbett, Trevor Scott, Sandra Hope. Inks by Trevor Scott. Colors by Guy Major. Letters by John J. Hill. So, quick story summary. This takes place after Final Crisis, where Batman is dead, and, also after Battle for the Cowl, which Dick wins and becomes Batman, and Damian Wayne becomes Robin, the best Robin. So, in this time, Cassandra Cain walks away from the Bat symbol because she can't follow after anybody else but Bruce. She's not going to listen to anyone else because that's how much reverence she had for the man. And so she gives Stephanie her costume. Stephanie had just hung up the off and on, was moonlighting as spoiler again. After she came back from the dead. You guys can't see my air quotes, and neither can Dan, but they're there. But now she feels like she has to do something to prove that she can do it. And it's her freshman year of college, which is stressful enough. If you've been to college, we all know, oh boy. But without having the whole bat symbol stuff bouncing around the old noggin, that would be normal. That would be a normal time if you didn't have any of that bat stuff in you. Oh, wait, no, that's just the coronavirus. Never mind. That was so stupid.
I don't think I understood a single part of that sentence.
Yeah, because I went back.
Yeah, you jumped back and forth.
I jumped back in, and then I tried to save it, and it did not work.
So it was her freshman year at college, which is already stressful enough, without having the whole bat symbol thing bouncing around her old noggin.
Now you guys know how scripted this is.
We're actually going more off script with the way we're going, but this part,
yeah, I know.
Jake's just has a hard time.
Well, didn't have to say it like that. But so then
I was going to say having a hard time reading, but I don't know if it's too far gone from us saying that we don't know how to read for people to remember that joke.
Oh yeah, guys, we don't know how to read. Oh boy. All right. It's a storm. There's a storm outside. We're a little nervous that the power's going to cut off. So then, much like the last series that we covered about Batgirls, Barbara Gordon is also a very big part of it. And she's in a really, really bad place. So she finds that Steph is doing all this and she tries to make her stop, which only pushes her harder into it. And on the street, there is a new drug called Thrill that's floating around college and it's making people very abruptly violent.
See, I kind of want to end this with like something like, will Stephanie Brown be able to take the mantle of Batgirl? Find out in this story. But I was like, is that cheesy?
No, Dan. You got to say it again. Find out in this story. Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's at the end. What if people turn it off
after
we're done.
I say
that? So some of the major themes in
You've
this
been
story
bullying me today.
Are choice, free will, legacy, and self-worth. Honestly, I cannot say enough good things about Stephanie Brown. She's like very wholesome, she's hilarious, and she's a lot more relatable than the rest of the Bat family in that she has emotions and she feels them instead of just pushing them down as hard as she can.
And she's also
other than like Dick, but
well, no, Dick's got commitment issues.
Yeah.
Like bad ones. Which only comes back up in this.
Yeah.
They come back up in this real bad.
So this is actually on the DCU app. The whole collection is there. And they actually recently recollected the full Steph run in trades. So you can pick that up at your local comic book shop. And if they don't have it, ask them and they usually can order it for you. Or if you can't find a comic shop near you, you can order it from your local bookstore. Or you can get it on Comixology if you prefer digital.
Or you can call my local. You can go on my local comic book shop's website, thirdeyecomics.com, and see if they have it on there. Or call them; they'll probably have it.
I've never thought about us just plugging Third Eye every time we do something like this, but we really could.
I try.
We aren't sponsored, but Third Eye. So let me tell you a story before we get into the actual discussion. Sponsored. So I have a buddy, Steve Macri. He has a blue check on Twitter. He may have been into comics earlier in life, but he's a baseball guy. He's done.
Is that
really
why he has the blue check? Is it because he likes baseball?
Mm-hmm. No, it's because he's like a journalist. He's like done a bunch of real interviews and has some podcasts and stuff. But he was looking to get into comic books, and he asked me for some recommendations. I asked him what characters he likes, and I gave him some recs. And he went to his local shop, and he was reading a lot of comics. But then, now, once everything happened and things started closing, he was like, where can I get my comics? And I was like, listen, call Third Eye. They're the best shop in the world. So he called Third Eye. He said he had the best talk with Steve, who runs the shop, and Steve has now ordered way too much stuff, shirts, comics, all that kind of stuff. And he's like, I'm hooked. Like I'm never going to not be reading comics. So it was actually super cool to see someone that I was really good friends with in college come into this nerd thing with help from the show and Third Eye. So
Third Eye going.
Third Eye Comics. And you still have Steve's email. Email Steve so we can interview him soon. We'll figure that out later. So
you're putting yourself out there to make sure you do it.
No, I told you to. You wanted to email him. That's fine.
Yeah, but then you told me not to, that you'd handle it.
No, you can do it. You know your schedule better than I do. Right now, I don't have a schedule because I don't have a job. So,
the virus does a lot.
I mean, I'm a comics journalist now, but that's I need like a 9 to 5 every day. But so the way we're doing this new
I
sort
just
of
need a nap.
This new format is that we'll tell you now to pause it. If you're looking to go read the story, go listen to the story, then come back and listen to us talk about some of the themes and things like that. So, I don't know, you feel like you're in the room with us. We're your friends. I mean, sort of
Wait, are you my friend?
I keep saying things about like familiarity on like social medias and stuff, but like, honestly, if someone were to message me that listened to the show that I've never spoken to before and wanted to talk, I'm always happy to do that. I really like talking about comics. So,
see, if you guys message me on on Twitter, I'll probably answer. I don't post on there, but I'll answer.
And Tinder too. You can find them on there.
I'm not on Tinder. Probably should be.
Why not? Get crazy, get wild. All right, so pause here if you don't want spoilers. Eventually we'll have like some cool
wait. We want spoilers, Dan.
Well, if you want spoilers, just continue listening.
Well, yeah, no, we want spoiler.
Oh.
Why does everyone keep killing Stephanie Brown? What did she do to deserve that?
I didn't even think to put in a spoiler joke in here.
Well, that's your fault.
I know. So between these two, we'll eventually get interlude music because Michael will probably do that because he just does those things. But for now, I will hum you a song. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-da-da. All right, Jake, welcome back.
I hate you. I hate you so much right now.
Oh man. That wasn't even connected to the thing we talked about before. That was just because I love the Lonely Man theme from The Incredible Hulk. Another story. Before we saw what was
Dan's
that?
favorite Hulk is Eric Bana.
What was that movie? The one with the punching and like Tony Stark died. What's it called?
Tony Stark died?
Avengers Endgame. That one.
That was a long walk for nothing. For a nothing.
No, I literally forgot the name of the movie.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I legitimately could not remember the name.
Well, I mean, I forgot their theme song anyway.
The Avengers?
Yeah.
No, this is okay. So this is about Scarlett had just gotten off of school, so I was picking her up. She's a teacher. I was picking her up to go to the movies, and I made her listen to a mix of that and Hero by Chad Kroeger from Spider-Man 1 with Willem Dafoe, the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Just on repeat, the 30-minute drive to the movies.
I remember how much you liked Spider-Man 2, and now you don't even talk about it anymore.
No, I like Spider-Man 2. I just think Spider-Man 1 is better in the exploration of power dynamics and the father figure and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in Spider-Man 1 with Willem Dafoe that I would talk about.
Do you just want Willem Dafoe to be your father?
I mean, no, I don't want to be my father. I want it to be my daddy. All right, on to... Wow.
You guys are going to get so much more of this now that we're not just saying summaries.
So, the first point of our discussion is free will and choice. This sort of starts in the beginning of the story where Stephanie's talking about why she's doing this and stuff like that. But the theme
comes up in her philosophy course.
Which it says is a 400, 480. Philosophy 480, and it says it's required. I don't know how everybody else's school worked, but for my university, that would have been like an like a 400 class is an upper level class.
I majored in drinking, so I don't know.
But also, the only other course that she takes in this story is computer science, and that's also 480. Also, why is a philosophy class that high required? Like, I understand like having to take like an ethics class.
What's her? Do we know her major or no?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe she's a philosophy major.
She's a freshman, Dan. I don't know. Don't think she has a major. She doesn't need a major yet.
Oh, you never know.
She doesn't have to declare that. Don't push her to that.
I feel like she declared her major freshman year and changed it every year afterwards, like her code name.
Yeah.
Oh, also Clue Master is her dad. We didn't mention that at all because
Clue Master actually is a like
who cares?
A really cool costume.
He does. He's better than the Riddler, and the Riddler sucks.
Have you seen the Clue Master episode of the Batman?
No, I feel like I've only seen season 1 of the Batman.
The Batman's really good.
Eventually, the Justice League comes into that, don't they?
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
so,
I'm gonna make you watch Beware the Batman because I want to watch it
with eco-terrorist Professor Pig.
Yes.
Yeah. No. When we cover Professor Pig, we're gonna do the issue of Batman where he's hallucinating, and it's the Mitch Gerard's pig art. Or honestly, not any story, and I just sit here for 2 hours and talk about Professor Pig.
Every appearance of him, like that, like Batman in Bethlehem.
Yeah. All right.
The first appearance of the Professor Pig, where he does not look like Professor Pig. He's just a guy in a suit with a pig mask.
Back to free will and choice, because we're taking that choice away from you. So in the philosophy course, the professor says, with outside forces placing constraints on what choices we have at our disposal, do we really have a choice at all? And this is kind of explored, and it gets more narrow as the story goes along. Barbara says that the bat symbol is making a target on Stephanie's chest.
In her notebook.
And that she's asking for this trouble. She's making that choice. Like, Steph is making the choice to put the bat symbol on her chest when she could just go back to her other costume or things like that. She's actively asking for trouble. And Babs goes about it the completely wrong way and is not very nice at all.
Well, there's also the point that she makes. I don't know if she makes it here or later, but she talked about how she used Stephanie as an example to keep another girl from becoming a Batgirl.
Yeah. Who was the other?
I don't remember her real name, but I know she goes by the Misfit, and she's actually a metahuman.
Huh.
She has the power to teleport.
But the thing about that whole idea of like she's wearing this symbol, it makes her a target. The bat symbol is literally a target. Miller made it that in The Dark Knight Rises that's the most protected point of Batman's suit, and I guess it's practical because it's a huge bat on some dude's chest. But it's kind of the idea of that he's wearing this to make himself a target, to draw the darkness to him instead of spreading it out through the city. Does that work? Absolutely not, because Gotham City is still a shithole after 80 years of having Batman. And then he
puts a kid in some bright colors and says, hey, you can't just wear black and blend into the dark. You got to earn that shit. This will make you a bigger target.
And you're going to go out during the daytime.
Yeah. Luckily, Dick Grayson could dodge bullets because he was a little acrobat boy.
Oh, I was talking about Duke. When you said yellow and bright.
Oh, no.
Duke's
I didn't say yellow.
Signal. Oh, you said yellow.
Oh, no. But also, which suit of Duke's do you like better? The no-name suit or the signal suit? Because I really, really love the no-name suit.
Duke is sorry, we haven't talked about Duke. Duke is the newest Bat family member. Who was in We Are Robin. And he wears I like the yellow suit.
Well, they're both yellow. Both the suits I'm referring to are yellow.
I haven't seen the second one then.
There's the one with the white symbol, and then there was the one with the leather jacket.
Oh, white symbol.
I like the leather jacket. Because I really like that helmet.
So, then they introduce the idea of fight or flight. So when your choices are limited, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay and face whatever that is, or are you going to run? Which then comes up when the true villain is introduced, Scarecrow, who's actually getting all of his goons hooked on drugs, which takes away their choice. He's taking away their free will and making them dependent on him. He says that they were slaves before this and no one really has a choice. I don't know if Scarecrow is making a political comment about how everyone is a slave to wages and the world and things like that. I don't know if Scarecrow
it's also
is...
you could also debate whether or not that's a commentary on drug use.
Yeah.
Which, if so, it's really dated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even by that year's standards.
I don't. You think Scarecrow's a Republican?
Scarecrow is no. I think he's not on the war on drugs. I think he's like really against it.
He's like an Ayn Rand level libertarian.
You know what the Ayn Rand? I think it's the Ayn. Is it Ayn Rand or Ayn Rand?
Ayn Rand. I don't care.
Whatever.
Whatever.
The Rand Institute
just took a bunch of money from the government. Hilarious.
They had to apply for that and everything.
So he hits Steph with his new drug that makes him look like people who have influenced her or kind of like questioned her in her life. So like Robin, Cass, herself, which is kind of like the drug. The drug is projecting her subconscious. Did you just hear that? Mira just went, Meh.
Yeah.
Hi.
Sorry, Mira made that noise?
Yeah, Mira
never makes noise. I'm always used to Corey going, meow, meow, meow.
No, Mira makes a lot of noise. She's been in pretty much all the recordings recently for everything I've done. I haven't taken her out.
She likes her cat tower, to hang out in the cat tower because the dog can't get her.
She's putting her face in my laptop bag. All right, so back to the story. So towards that kind of hallucination bit, there is one panel towards the end where it's Leslie Tompkins, and she tells Steph that she can be whatever she wants. Leslie's the one who gave her a second chance at life, and Leslie's always been Batman's physician. Was introduced by Denny O'Neil way back when, and she's given her choice back when she didn't have it because Black Mask took that away from her. So the climax of this whole story is when Scarecrow and her fight, and so Steph starts talking about flight or fight, the easy choice to become someone else wherever you run to. So if you escape, you have that choice of just starting new. You can be someone else. You can take the easy way out. And why would she even stay? She's just setting herself up for more pain and suffering when she could easily have just walked away. She could have made that choice when she was kind of in limbo. She was moonlighting as spoiler, but she wasn't really... she was a hero, but she wasn't a hero that was going out every night and doing this and wearing a symbol. But then she kind of gets her like her pizzazz or chutzpah back. And she talks about why she stayed. But she stayed because this gives her a second chance. This gives her the ability to face herself, which takes real bravery. And little piss baby Crane doesn't think you can do that. Instead of facing his trauma, he uses it to hurt other people. So there's these two. So Scarecrow has such potential to be a really cool character. And honestly, Scarecrow Year One is one of my all-time favorite stories because it gives like this really interesting background to this character. But Stephanie is trying to make amends and take her past trauma and her experiences and her abilities and use them for good. She's not going to run away because this is who she is. She is Batgirl. She's made that choice. She chose to be a hero. She chose to take that second chance of life to make a difference. She doesn't have to prove herself to any of her doubters like Barbara or Tim or Damian or Dick. But she just wants to prove it to herself that she is worth this, that she can do this, that she is a hero. And
it's kind of interesting in the story that it's by his standards, Damian is kind of the first one to kind of accept her for being Batgirl, and then like the next arc, like Dick is kind of just projecting. his feelings about Barbara onto Stephanie for a little bit.
Yeah. And
But Barbara does. Ooh, she. Well, no. I'd say Barbara takes more of that route on accepting Stephanie as a kind of a big middle finger to Dick. But that's sorry.
Yeah,
I'm going off on a tangent. There's there's a lot to unpack in what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, we have a lot of notes about Babs later, but Scarecrow he's made the choice to take his abilities, his knowledge, his mind, and use it for evil. He's working for someone else. He's not his own person. He's working for Black Mask at this point, and he's using it to hurt these people who he doesn't even think are worth anything. He refers to them as nothing and treats them as nothing. But Steph isn't like that. Steph isn't going out there to punch bad guys until they can never walk again. She's doing it to help. Like, she wants to help people, and that's what she always does. She wants to talk to people. That's what she does. She's just better. She's just more empathetic and caring than everyone else, in my opinion. And Crane is kind of the opposite of that. Crane is using fear and control to make people lesser. So,
which he's mainly doing that because he was kind of like, wasn't it like he was ousted from academia because his whole ideas like
a fear? Yeah, he got kicked out.
Here's the thing: he didn't
take a second chance to do something good.
We talked about this a little bit beforehand, but he could have just made a TV show.
Fear Factor.
Yeah, we were talking about Fear Factor and scare tactics earlier, right before we started recording. I'm just thinking now, he probably was like a big fan of those. Like,
yeah, and honestly, I would much rather have Jonathan Crane gotten the spotlight than that piece of shit Joe Rogan. I would have much rather watched that show, Spooky Scarecrow doing all this stuff.
Well, you'll see it in the new Scooby-Doo movie.
No, hold it till the end. We're going to talk about that.
Oh. Joe Rogan in a Scooby-Doo movie.
So, towards the beginning of the story, Steph is questioning herself, and I wrote this quote down as, "Who are you? Just a girl playing pretend in a hand-me-down costume, a girl breaking promises she never should have made. Who am I?" So this is like what opens the story, and it's kind of referenced throughout, but it really concludes with this fight with Scarecrow, is that even though she has this suit that is a hand-me-down, which is getting torn apart during this battle, that's not who she is. Like, this is only a placeholder until she is becoming her own person. She's at a point in her life where she's at the fight or flight. She can either keep fighting and facing these fears and facing this Gotham, facing all of that, or she can run and start a new life. She could be a college student and that's it. She could live her life and never be bothered by the supervillains or the hero world at all. And at the end, she comes into her own, and she does get her own costume at this end of the story. And she has the best Batgirl costume.
Oh,
period.
Absolutely. I love that design.
All of the purple taken from the spoiler suit.
Yeah, her current spoiler suit is influenced by this Batgirl suit. Mm-hmm. I think the new spoiler suit might look better. Because it's just, it's inverted, and it's like, I love it.
Yeah, it's
question about the newer spoiler suit. Do you like the full mask or like the
I like the half mask.
Yeah, I like that half mask.
The one that's like kind of pulled up above her nose. I love 70. I love all of her costumes. I think her I guess Babs had all the purple stuff, but like when I see Batgirl, I think of Steph because it's my Batgirl, and I think it should be everyone else's Batgirl. But that's another point. Yeah, but this costume is so cool, and she gets like a lot of cool. She gets a cool little pod motorcycle that she can ride in.
Of course that she gets a little pod motorcycle. Think about what came out around this time.
Is it Dark Knight?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a lot of people angry. I just don't care for those movies.
I like the first. I really like Batman Begins.
Well, I hate to love scare. I always like villains more than I like heroes usually.
Well, I'm a sucker for an origin story. You know this.
Yeah, I don't care for origin stories too much. I like the exploration of deep themes like this free will thing. As I'm rereading it, I'm like, oh, I didn't even really pick up on this the first couple of times I read it.
You notice so much more going back. And then I mean, a lot of the times, sometimes you remember a story really fondly, like the Dick Grayson as Batman going after Scarecrow. That whole like the Judd Wittick early Dick Grayson Batman stuff.
Was it Gates of Gotham or was that in actual Batman?
That was actual Batman. We read it for the show.
Did we? Oh, we did.
The Two-Face?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that when it came out, and I was like, oh, this doesn't live up to what I remember. And I love Judd. I really like Judd Winnick.
Did read that. Judd Winnick's Robin story in Robin 80 was really good.
It was.
So let's talk about this era of Batman, because I know that we both think this is probably the best Batman's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of comics from this era from both companies were kind of
very good.
No. Not the Batman comics. Those were really good, but like after Final Crisis, a lot of comics kind of, I mean, they had to ramp up, so a lot of the mainstay writers were leaving to develop the New 52.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go in and look at when Johns leaves JSA, Justice Society of America, and it kind of just falls off. And I mean, it's not bad, but like you can't go from a really, really good book to just, oh, this is okay.
Yeah, but I think this era with, I don't know if Grant Morrison was running the whole show, but Grant Morrison was the one running Batman and Robin and like the overarching story.
I think Batman and Robin was the best book in the line.
I think Batgirl is, Batman. But that Batman and Robin is the best Batman book that I've probably ever read. I love that story.
I think that and the New 52 the Batman and Robin books were just phenomenal. Like,
I really want to go back and read Batman Inc. because like you can see where the disconnect is in between that and the 52, but really Bruce was dead at this point and everyone else had taken up the mantles. Like having Dick as a mentor and having Babs as a mentor to Steph and Damian was awesome because they both had been through so much and they both
I thought what Morrison was doing
Batman
with Jason Todd was super cool.
Oh yeah. I think that's probably the last time Jason has been cool since then, because
I mean, I like when he's in another book, but
yeah, he's a great support character. But I don't like Jason. I don't really care for him because he hasn't had that like good run yet, and now he can because the other person has finally left after 10 years.
Yeah,
but like Jason, this was awesome. I love Morrison's Jason costume. It's not Morrison's, but I cannot remember the artist who designed it. I don't think it's Quietly who designed it.
I think it was Quietly.
Was it Quietly?
I think so.
Don't quote us on that, just because I'm not sure.
Yeah, but like the complete anti-hero look, not the biker look. I mean, I really like
that was a pig arc, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, because he took one of the Dolatrons.
Yeah.
Scarlet. What's her name?
Scarlet.
Yeah. But yeah, this whole era is just so good. Like, I personally love Red Robin. I think it's a great series. Batgirl,
which is
Batman
interesting because I didn't care for it until Fabian took over. You liked the Chris Yost stuff, but you didn't like Chris Yost's Scarlet Spider, but I did.
No, I did not like that.
Which is interesting because they're both red adjective animal.
Red adjective animal. I really do think this is my favorite era of Batman. And if you're looking to kind of pick up Batman, if you're looking to pick up Batman and not follow Bruce, the Batman and Robin is such a good book. Batgirl is... I will hand over foot always recommend you this Batgirl over any other...
Oh, yeah. No, I
Bat Family story.
I was reading through it, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to read the next issue. And then I kept reading.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of books where you're like, oh, I'm not going to stop.
Yeah.
But another big point of like why I love Stephanie so much is that she's so funny and genuine. Like her inner monologue is really funny. I wrote
her outward monologue is even funnier.
She's a funny person, but she got into a big fight.
It was Young Justice recent in the current Young Justice series. She was like, she saw Zatanna, and she was like, "Wow, you're hot."
Yeah, so in this, when she arrives on the scene where the police officers are, she goes, "Oh, he's pretty. Look tough, Steph." Like stuff like that is just because she's a teenager and she acts that way, and she's like trying to navigate all this super complicated stuff.
I think at this point she was 19, and then Gordon makes a comment to the detective about her being of age. I don't remember if it was in that issue or the next few. But
yeah, Gordon is doing his best. So
Saint Nick.
A big thing about Stephanie Brown is waffles. In the first issue, her mom brings her waffles for her first day of school, and waffles are a pinpoint of this entire series. They really stand for the whole bonding of the family and her bonding with people and doing all that. But when they canceled this series and put her in, like, I think it was Smallville, where she came back as Nightwing or something like that.
Wasn't that Barbara Gordon?
I think it was supposed to be Stephanie, and they made it Barbara, and people were just really angry about it. But they sent a ton of frozen waffles to DC Comics. It was in vain of... There was a show called Jericho that I really loved, and when they canceled that, they sent... I think it was a ton of peanuts, a literal ton, to CBS or ABC. So it was like, we're going to send these things that symbolize the show to the people who make it.
Which is awful, because... Think about all the people who have peanut allergies.
Oh man, that is sort of screwed up. But I think another big thing of this whole series is Babs and Barbara. I don't think maybe you've said Barbara. I keep calling her Babs. In the wake of Cass leaving and Bruce's death, she's just angry, and she doesn't have a way to channel those feelings until she becomes Steph's mentor.
Yeah, I mean, in a couple of issues, Dick is lecturing her about sending Stephanie out, and then Barbara just goes, "Oh, well," and then Dick's like, "Oh, Bruce wouldn't have let this happen," and then she goes, "Well, Bruce isn't here now, is he?" And oh boy.
Well, no, I think she's completely right in that Dick's trying to control her when she has as much value and training as like she can do this just as well as Dick can. And him undervaluing her and making her feel
it's not good.
Less than. Yeah.
I mean, I think they're both still
angry. They're both hurt, angry. They've got all their complicated feelings, but they've both lost this person who's led them for so long. Yeah. And now these two are leading this group.
Yeah. I mean, they have a complicated history. They have Barbara, who broke up with Dick, I think twice. Like broke off their engagement.
Yeah.
There's a lot that went on there.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's a lot to unpack on that.
Yeah. So she's the Oracle at this point, and she really has this huge Oracle network, and which is really cool to see, like all the connections she has and all the information she's pulling in.
I thought it was weird the fact that she's, the computer whiz, but her computer broke down, and then like I don't mind.
Well, no, I think interesting. She fried the motherboard. I don't think it was that she broke it. It was just that it was doing too much. Because the amount of information moving through it probably just fried it.
Yeah. I mean, so they go to the back. It was a big thing she had going.
It was a tower.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's running all the information for all the heroes too at this point, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And then she gets
doing a lot.
Wendy Harris, as in the Super Friends character, to help her.
Wait,
do you not know that?
The girl that was in the wheelchair.
Yeah, so in
Leslie's.
Yes.
That's Wendy from Super Friends?
Yes. And in this universe, her Marvin is her brother.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, and Marvin they were part of the Teen Titans, and during one of the things, Marvin died.
Oh, I was trying to figure out who she was. And I was like, I'll have to look that up later. And I never realized that oh, wow. Did they have a pet monkey? Or did they have like a dog?
They had a dog. You're thinking
because the monkey is Wonder Twins.
Wonder Twins, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I did not realize that. So a scene that stuck out for me was her and Gordon getting dinner, and Gordon kind of like knowing that she's going through some stuff, but not knowing how to like help her or talk about it. He's like, "Oh, I can see if this the new police officer is single."
Saint Nick.
Yeah, and it's just like he's trying, but it's not the right way to do it. Because Babs is really just angry, and she's taking this out on Steph because she also might be a little jealous that she can't do what she could before to help. She just really is mean.
Yeah, no, it's you never get.
But they work through it together.
You never get a sense that she's fully come to terms with what happened, which is understandable.
This is, I think she has, because this is after Birds of Prey, right?
See, I would have to go back and read some stuff because I feel like there's stuff that I'm missing.
Yeah, so I think she's just dealing with the loss of Bruce, and she can't fill that role.
Yeah.
And I don't know, she's trying, but she does do the oath where the oath that Bruce made Dick do with the candle, where he's basically, you can either leave this life or use this pain to do something better. And she does this with Steph, but not for Steph. She does it for herself, to use whatever she's going through and dedicating herself to being that guidance and support that Steph needs to be the best possible Batgirl. So what happens to her doesn't happen to Steph. Like, she is committing herself to being better to help. And I think that's the best way to end the series. That's before she gets her costume.
Yeah. And on the topic of costumes, I thought it was a funny bit that she kept on saying, it really sucks that I don't know how to sew, as she keeps ripping Cass's costume.
And that came up in something recently?
Yeah, so in not really the fact that she can't sew, but in the Robin 80th anniversary, she just puts on Tim's old costume and it doesn't fit. And she tries to move around in it and it just tears right at the seams. So, she has to have Alfred make her a new one.
So there's like two bits that stuck in my head. There's an RPG that falls and lands on the tip of the RPG and explodes. I was like, oh wait, that would happen, wouldn't it? And then there's the frame where you see Scarecrow and her like face to face, and she's looking up at him and he's looking down at her because he's so much taller. But honestly, if you read this arc, I would just keep going. There's so many good issues in here. There's that issue that Jake mentioned about Halloween with Supergirl. There's so much good stuff in here. I was so excited when we were at Third Eye and I got to pick it up because it was out of print for a while. So now I own all of it. But yeah. So there's a couple more things we want to talk about before we let you go. Jake, you wanted to mention it earlier.
Yeah. So there's going to be a new Scooby-Doo Halloween movie, and there's some big names in it, one of which being Scarecrow as the main antagonist in a Scooby-Doo movie.
Without Batman.
Yeah.
Like, it's just their villain now.
Well, I mean, they got a science guy.
What? Oh, I haven't watched the trailer, Jake.
Oh, you haven't watched the trailer? I told you to watch it.
No, explain it to me. Tell me what happens.
Oh, so Bill Nye the Science Guy's in it.
Okay, who else?
What's her name? Elvira?
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, she's one of the main characters. They're the main characters. Bill Nye the Science Guy and Elvira.
That's all. I love Bill Nye, dude. Like, I know Bill Nye doesn't have the accolades that the other asshole has, but Bill Nye wants... But
at least Bill Nye doesn't go out of his way to try to ruin things. No,
Bill Nye is not a gatekeeper like Tyson. Like, he wants people to be excited about science. He wants you to be excited. He wants to teach you and help you and give you those tools that you need. And that's why I like him, because that's what I like to do. I don't want to be Neil deGrasse Tyson where there's so many other people like that.
I originally went to college for biochemistry, and there's a lot of people that just don't want you in science.
Yeah, and it's like, why? If you're excited about something, then let other people be excited about it.
Yeah, like I had one there was one class, it was the hardest, it was listed as one of the hardest ones in the school, and I had to take it, and I got one of the professors who wasn't, she wasn't really there to teach, but I really have preferred my advisor who also taught it, and he gets really excited It was just like you have to have those professors.
Yeah.
I also had
That's the same thing.
I also had a professor who only wore two. He wore one outfit for all labs. It was gray like sweatpants, a black T-shirt, and there was an alternating hoodie. One of which being just gray, and the other one being a SpongeBob hoodie. It was a black SpongeBob hoodie with a gold foil SpongeBob on it.
That's incredible.
He was incredibly creepy.
Oh, yikes!
I think he was. I think he was Russian.
Hmm.
He reminded me of the Rhino.
Right. So, did we talk about DC Fandom the last time? I don't think we did. So DC is doing this kind of online convention where they're going to have panels for movies, games, comics, TV shows, and they're going to reveal stuff and like celebrities and all this kind of stuff. We should probably do something for it. I was thinking maybe we do a live stream at some point, or we just barbecue and like take pictures of us having fun and like we're just tailgating the DC Fandom. Jake, what are you reading in your?
Okay, so I got reading The Question still with the new series. I was reading. I still have to finish the first issue of it, but I was really enjoying it. Bleed Them Dry from Vault.
Oh yeah.
What else was I reading? Still reading Black Torch. I have one more volume to be caught up. I'm still watching all of Gundam.
Did you you read Bleed Them Dry already?
I read half of it. Half the first issue. I put it down because I had to go do something and I forgot to pick it back up.
Yeah, it's very,
and
very
I have
good. They're also making
No One's
Saki.
Rose.
Oh, that is very good. I wrote about that for CBR. Actually just got
and Adventure Man.
I've seen so many people read that. I really want to pick it up.
Yeah, Trish was busy, but she was like, "Jake, you need to read Adventure Man." She's like, it's written by Fraction. I was like, "All right, I'm in."
Zach Thompson sent me a copy of the No Man's Rose, the one that comes out this week or next week, so I can read and review it. I love that series. The art on that is beautiful, and the concept is beautiful. If you don't follow me on any social media or anything like that, I'm a huge Vault fanboy. I'm a very big Vault aficionado now. So I'm reading the plot. I have to write a couple things on that.
So wait, Dan, have you been inside the vault?
No, I really want to though. They live near our friends, so I may go visit once everything is over.
You're just gonna go in the vault.
I assume it's an office. Maybe they have a small vault they can put me in.
They changed the door out for a vault.
How cool would that be, though?
Their office door is a vault.
DC has Superman in their office and things like that.
I mean, that's DC.
I mean,
they've been around since the 30s.
Yeah. So read the plot 5.
The pulp.
The plot.
Now, if you want to read the pulp, you got to read Adventure Man.
You can find us on Twitter at DC Supersons. You can find us on Instagram at SupersonsPod. We'll be developing a new website once some things are in motion. You can find me at Dan the McMahon.
You can find me at, I mentioned my Twitter earlier, so I had to plug it, Jake Licks Otters.
And you can catch us, same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh, also watch Stargirl.
Oh, yeah, Stargirl.
My boy is in it. My boy.
The Harley Quinn finale. I don't want to give spoilers, but I need more Harley Quinn. And it's Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol season 2 is so good.
The first episode it started really sad, and I was like, I don't want to watch this right now.
Oh, no. Doom Patrol is extremely sad, always, but it's also extremely funny. There's another, I don't want to give you spoilers, but there's another Danny episode.
Where all I know is there's Flex, so.
Flex, Flex Mentallo flexes so hard that he brings a sex demon to the house, and it has to be stopped by the sex men, who are the sex Ghostbusters.
Not just sex X-Men? Oh, wait, no, that's Doom Patrol.
That is Doom Patrol. It is the horniest episode of all of them. Robot Man does like LSD. Oh, it's wild. Yeah. Doom Patrol episode
Wait,
1
why would LSD would work on him because he does have a brain.
Well, the chief made it.
Oh, right. No, the chief. Oh, the chief. The chief.
But it is so, like, every episode so far has been a grand slam. They take these weird concepts from all the comics and they just make them. And there is so much Larry content, and it just hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're looking for something fun, watch Stargirl. If you're looking to cry every episode, watch Doom Patrol.
Well, no, there's some sad stuff in Stargirl.
No, not like Doom Patrol.
But it's okay because Beth has friends now.
Yeah, it's like CW sad stuff. Then there's Doom Patrol, which is you have an existential crisis.
Yeah.
It also only got moved to CW, but we can talk about that later. So, catch us in 2 weeks. Same bat time, same bat channel. Jake, we need to decide what that episode will be. Catch us then.